Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So let's continue with the second part in the introduction to Java. Okay, so by now we should be familiar with the skeleton of a Java program where it could have import statements at the very top and then the class header. We should have the main method for JVM to execute the code, and also we know the use of // or /* for comments. Now, let's look at string and the print methods in Java. Characters string. A string literal is represented by putting double quotes around the text. For example, double quote, this is a string literal, closing double quotes. Every character string is an object in Java, and it is defined by the string class. String class is the class that represents several characters. It is within the package called java.lang. However, we do not need to import them to use it. Let's look at another example. So during our class before, one of your friends asked, what if we put double quotes for numbers? For example, double quotes 5 plus 5, closing double quotes. What will be the output of it? If we wrote 5 plus 5 within the double quotes, it will be considered as a string rather than a number. So it will display 5 plus 5 instead of the value 10. The println method. We have seen system.out.println in many examples before. So what it is? So the system.out object represents a destination, which is the monitor screen, to which we can send output. Println is a method where it prints a string and then terminate the line. The cursor remains at the start of the next line at the console or the output that we see, so that the next printing will take place from that next line. To use the println method, we can write system.out.println, opening bracket, and the sentence that we want to be displayed within the double quotes. And remember to write the closing bracket and semicolon at the end of it. When you write this in your main method and when you compile and execute it, it will display whatever you are be a good one on your screen. The print method. The system.out object provides another service as well. The print method is similar to the println method, except that it does not advance to the next line. Anything printed after a print statement will appear on the same line. Let's look at this code. We have a class called countdown. It has a main method, and within the method we have print and println. The first print statement is system.out.print 3, then system.out.print 2, and then we have system.out.print 1. The next one is system.out.print 0, and then we have system.out.println lift off, and lastly system.out.println Houston, we have a problem. What do you think the output that we will get? How will it be displayed on the screen? As the first for print method is just print, they will be displayed on the same line. Only after system.out.println lift off that the cursor will be on the next line below it. So that's why the output is 3210 lift off, and then the next line, Houston, we have a problem. How should we change the code if we want lift off to be on the next line? There are several ways to do it. A simple one could be by changing 0 to use the println method instead of print. So as shown over here, we have system.out.print 1 and then system.out.println 0. Another way of doing it, we can also add a println method in between print 0 and println lift off, where it will put the cursor at the next line once it has displayed the word 0. So in the code over here, as you can see, system.out.print 0, and then we have our system.out.println, and then system.out.println lift off. Try and run the code and play around with the use of print and println methods and see the output that they display. Other than print and println methods, we can also use printf method. If you have learned C programming before, this might seem familiar to you. Printf is a convenience method to write a formatted string to the output using the specified format string and also arguments. To use the printf method, you can write system.out.printf and then the format string and then the items, where the format string refers to the format specifiers and items refer to the list of data or variables to be displayed. Say that we want to output a floating point value. If we use println or print, it will display the whole value, for example, 1.21997. We can use printf method to control the output appearance of the number. If we want to display the price value to 2 decimal point, we can write %.2f, where that is the specifier to refer to 2 decimal point. F here refers to a float number. We will see the different specifiers in the next slide. In printf, we need to write the format, which is %.2f, for example, a comma, and then follows by the value itself, such as the price. You can also write the value straight away instead of using a variable called price. For example, over here, I have written system.out.printf %.2f, 1.21997. This will give the same result as before, which is 1.22. You can also define the spaces that it should have by writing, for example, %10.2f, where 10 is the overall spaces as shown in the table. So, it will have 10 spaces and .2f is included within that 10 spaces. The frequently used format type specifiers are as follows. So we have %d that refers to decimal integers, any number, for example 200, and then we have %f, which is a floating number, for example 35.3404, and then for string we have %s, for character %c. If you look over here for string and character, string it used the double quotes, while character it used a single quote. And then we have %b, which refers to a Boolean value, so it can be true or false. And then we have %n for line separator and also %e for exponential value. Say that you want to fix the width or space to contain only 10 characters. If you write %10s, it will display it on the right side. So, to ensure that it will be displayed at the left side, we need to write %-10s. You can also print multiple values. For example, we have system.out.printf %-10s %10.2f. As it has two values, which are %-10s and %10.2f, we need to have two items within it, which are the first one is the string total and the second one is the value of a variable named price. The number of specifiers in printf should always have the same number of items. Make sure that the formats are correct as well. For example, %s should be a string and %f should be a float number. String concatenation. The string concatenation operator plus is used to append one string to the end of another. For example, peanut butter plus and jelly. It can also be used to append a number to a string. A string literal cannot be broken across two lines in a program. What it meant by that is you cannot write on the first line system.out.println peanut butter and then on the second line and jelly. It will give you an error. However, You can write on the first line system.out.println peanut butter, and then on the second line plus and jelly. Let's look at this example on using string concatenation operator. Strings can be concatenated into one long string. Also, a string can contain numeric digits. Let's look at the last line. 12 in here is a string and it is not a number. This means that 12 cannot be used to do any arithmetic operations. In this code, what do you think the output would be? String concatenation happened, so it will display it in the sentence. For example, letters in the Hawaiian alphabet 12, dialing code for Antarctica 672, and so on. You can try and run the code and see if you get the same output. The operator plus is also used for arithmetic addition. The function that it performs depends on the type of the information on which it operates. If both operands are strings, or if one is a string and one is a number, it performs string concatenation. For example, hello plus 1 will display hello 1. It is a string concatenation. However, if both operands are numeric, it adds them. For example, 1 plus 1 will display 2. The plus operator is evaluated from left to right, but parentheses can be used to force the order. Let's look at this code. What do you think the output of this? The first one is 24 and 45 concatenated, 24 plus 45. What will be displayed? This is string concatenation. It will display 24 and 45 being concatenated. So it will show 2445. The second one, if we look over here, it has the brackets. Remember that brackets or parentheses force it to be evaluated first. So the output will be 24 and 45 being added. So it is equal to 69. These are the output that you should get. Let's try this. So what output is produced by the following? So we have system.out.println x25. The next one, system.out.println y plus in bracket 15 plus 50. And then the last one, system.out.println z plus 300 plus 50. So what do you think the output you will get? For the first one, we will get x25. For the second one, as y plus in bracket 15 plus 50, it has the parenthesis, the addition will happen first. So it will print out y65. And then the last one for z, it will print out 300 and also 50 because it does not have parentheses, so it will just be concatenated. To summarize, in this video we have covered string and the print methods. We have looked at println, print, and printf, where we use the specifiers and formatting output. Lastly, we looked at string concatenation using the plus and the use of parentheses to force whatever within it to be done first. That's all for this topic. I'll see you in the next video.